Hey there, everyone. This is Mike from the Geek Infusion. It's been a really long time since I've done any sort of video, much less a Hearthstone video. But with the expansion, The Old Gods coming out, it seemed like a good time to jump back in and look and see what some of the changes have been. So I made a deck. When you start playing, they give you some suggestions for things. So I kind of built a deck off that with some other changes. Um, so let's just look quickly and see what's what here. It's a druid deck, as you can see. And basically, the idea behind it is to build up as large a Cthulhu as possible. And Cthulhu is one of the new legendaries. So as you can see, if we look at him here, his battle cry is he deals damage equal to his attack randomly split among all your enemies. So the ideal scenario basically is by turn 10 you have a giant Cthulhu built up and just kill your enemy outright. And assuming you of course have Cthulhu in your hand by that point, which is not always a guarantee. But basically, yeah. So as you may notice here, Cthulhu has a six attack, 6 health, which may not seem like much, but one of the things about this deck is that many of the cards buff Cthulhu. So by the time you actually play him out, you're going to have cards like Beckoner of Evil, which gives your Cthulhu +2/+2 when you play it, or Disciple of Cthulhu, which also gives +2/+2, or what else is there? Let's see here. There you go. Dark Arakoa gives it +3/+3. Skirum Cultist +2/+2. Doomcaller +2/+2, etc. So by the time you get around to turn 10 or thereabouts when you can play Cthulhu, hopefully you just do a crap load of damage, and if not kill your opponent outright, then certainly put them on the brink. So you also, as in a standard Druid deck, there's a lot of stuff in here that people will still be familiar with, despite all the changes to the format. By the way, I think if hopefully you're following Hearthstone a little bit. Right now they have the most recent expansion introduced the concept of wild and standard. Basically, wild means you can just use any card from any expansion. And then I believe standard is all the cards from the basic set, as well as the most recent 2 expansions, I think. I believe it's 2, maybe 3. But in any case, a lot of cards went away. Things like, I believe Sludge Belcher is gone. Dr. Boom is gone. There are many, many cards which you can read about elsewhere that are no longer in standard. And it just seems like standard is going to be the format that most people are going to focus on. Particularly people that I'm interested in watching play, people who play Hearthstone in tournaments and things like that. People like, Trump and Reynad and Kriparian and Strife Crow and I'm missing like a million other people. But a lot of very popular Hearthstone players. This is the format that they're going to be playing, usually standard. So it made sense for me to play standard as well, because those are the people I'm going to watch. So this is the format that I'll be getting the most out of. So anyways, getting back to the deck, you have 2 Innervates, pretty standard for Druid, especially with big minions in there. You want to potentially play those out early. I've tested this deck out a few times already, and I've had a few cases where I've, with the coin, had 2 Innervates in hand, and I believe I had Dark Arakoa as well. So basically or maybe it was Skirum Cultist. So basically turn 2, I'm playing this giant minion, and unless they happen to have something that gets rid of it that quickly, sap or whatever, they're going to be behind very quickly out of the gate. So then you have Wrath, pretty standard bit of removal. Beckoner of Evil, we already talked about. Darnassus Aspirant, already people should be familiar with that card. You have Feral Rage, which is another new card, which has a choose mechanic, which can either give your hero +4 attack or gain you 8 armor. Disciple of Cthulhu, again, we already talked about. Twilight Elders, another one. I don't think I mentioned it before, but it also buffs your Cthulhu +1/+1. Swipe, you probably know. Fandral Staghelm is a new legendary, which is an interesting card. I haven't had a lot of success with it so far, but as you can see, it combines the effects of any choose card. So, for example, Wrath. I haven't even actually seen this combination yet, Fandral Staghelm with Wrath, but I would assume if it combines both, that would mean it would deal 4 damage to a minion, because 3 and 1, and also draw a card. That's the way I would read it anyway. And then something like this, obviously a little more straightforward. If you had Fandral Staghelm out, you would get +4 attack and 8 armor at the same time. So then you have Claxy Amber Weaver, another new card. So as you can see, if you get your Cthulhu to +10 attack, or 210 attack rather, then this card gains 5 health when it's played. So 410 for 4, assuming you have a buffed up Cthulhu, which you probably do because this deck has so many cards that buff Cthulhu. Mire Keeper, another new card, another choose card as well. Summons a 2/2 slime or gains you an empty mana crystal. So a little bit of ramp potential there, getting another way to get more mana. Azure Drake, just a bit of a draw in there. Not every deck I've seen uses this, but I feel like it needs a little bit of draw, just because one of the problems I've had is sometimes you just run out of stuff. This deck kind of depends on board control. It doesn't really have, as you'll notice, hardly any clears. It's got Swipe and Wrath, basically. Other than that, it's mostly minion based. So you really, and Feral Rage, I suppose, you really do need to have control of the board. So you're going to be playing a lot of things out. You want to get a few cards in there that will draw you more cards. So Azure Drake seems like a good fit. Dark Arakoa again, 5/7 for 6. Gives your Cthulhu +3/+3. 7/6 for 6 is the Skyrim Cultist, +2/+2. Twin Emperor Veclor is a nice one. Again, if you've buffed your Cthulhu, it gives you basically 2 4/6 taunts for 7 mana, which is pretty great. Doomcaller, a nice other bit of late game punch, is a 7/9 for 8, which is pretty good. And it can also resurrect your Cthulhu, which is pretty sweet. If for some reason you've played your Cthulhu already and it did not end the game right there, then this is another way to bring it back. Or otherwise it buffs your Cthulhu still, if you haven't gotten to it yet. And then Cthulhu. So enough blathering. Let's play a game here. I haven't hardly played at all. I've played a handful of games with this deck, and overall it's been absolutely ages since I played any Hearthstone. So yeah, we're at rank 20 here. You're probably going to see me lose some games, hopefully win one, and maybe even pull off our big combo. But just wanted to give people an idea of what is up in Hearthstone these days. Excuse me. I just need a little beverage there while we wait to queue up. Warrior. Okay.
I must protect the wild.
All right. Living Roots is always pretty good in the opening. A warrior is probably going to have a Fiery War Axe, so at the very least you can get 2 1/1s on the board to be a little bit annoying and get some kind of a board presence that they can't instantly clear. And then I think we'll keep a 3/4 for 3 and get rid of Doomcaller and hope for something else. Yeah, that's not terrible. We got... Okay, Aspirant's good. Again, it probably just dies to Fiery War Axe on turn 2, but whatever. And yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, he's just gonna pass. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to play this, right? If he has the Fiery War Axe, which he probably does, it just dies, but... yeah, there's no reason not to play it. I don't really have any other options, so... nothing much to say about that. Okay, he didn't have Fiery War Axe. That's actually kind of surprising. Because typically they do. Alright, now we have opciones. 3 damage or 1 and draw a card. But that's a little unwieldy. Because I'd have to kill this, I'd have to do 3 damage to it and then use the Wrath for 1. Could just swipe it, but that would be a huge waste. Could trade everything in and just play Twilight Elder. That doesn't seem too bad necessarily. And I think that's the play I'll go for. It does gain him a fair bit of armor, which isn't... or maybe I just ignore it for now. Yeah, maybe I'm going to do that instead. And then maybe next turn I can use my Elder and then Wrath for 1 on the Armorsmith to kill it. We'll see what happens. Come on, I know you got Fiery War Axe. Warriors always have Fiery War Axe. Ooh, that's bad. That's pretty brutal. It's not too bad because now I can trade this guy off and Wrath for 1 and then still have some kind of a board. Although the only problem with that is it leaves me with, if I Wrath for 1 on this, it only leaves me with 3 mana and then I can't play anything else. So there's really no way on this turn for me to use my mana efficiently, right? Because I got 5. So if I use my hero power, that leaves 3. If I use Wrath, that leaves 3. I think maybe I'm best to just play this out as a 4/5 and trade everything. It'd be nice to get the buff on this, but I don't think it's worth it. So to try and play cutely around this. So we're just going to go for that, I guess. It's not phenomenal, but hey. Yeah. At least we have board control. With a decent body as well. 4/5 is not super easy for him to kill, I don't think. Okay, great. So he didn't have an answer for that. What's he got for 1 mana, I wonder? That's too bad that I don't have my extra mana crystal from the aspirant. Because now I'm still stuck again. There's really no way to use my mana efficiently. So I think I probably just Wrath on the Acolyte and then, and hero power. Do I want to use Wrath on an Acolyte though? Maybe I just... well, yeah, because if he has Death's Bite and I hit this and it takes... this becomes a 4/4, then Death's Bite just kills this outright. So yeah, I think I'll Wrath on this. And then hero power and hit face. So as you can see, this is already starting to get into a bad situation. He has 8 cards and I only have 3. Well, plus the minion on board. But it's still like a 2-to-1 advantage for him in terms of cards. So hopefully he doesn't have anything great here, because my next 2 turns are okay. I've got a nice taunt and I've got Twin Emperor Veclor. Darn, he's going to be able to kill that off. He is burning a lot of cards, which I'm okay with. Interesting. Okay. So now this card is not currently active because my Cthulhu does not have 10 attack. I believe one of the things they added is if this card were active. Sorry, this card. If Twin Emperor of Eklor were active, I believe it turns yellow. Yeah, I know I'm taking too long. I'm sorry I'm being an a-hole, but I'm just trying to explain my thinking process. So, all right, that's enough out of you. I guess we just play this and say go for it. And that does buff my Cthulhu to a 10-10, which means I can play this on the follow-up turn. People are so impatient in this game. It's really obnoxious. Like, you know, we're at rank 20 for Pete's sake. We're not playing in the World Championships of Hearthstone. Like, let's just calm it down. Ah, see, yes. Now Twin Emperor of Eklor is glowing yellow, so we know that when we play him, we'll get 2 4/6s, which, as far as I'm concerned, is pretty much the only play right now. And then I just kill off his Emperor. Yeah. No reason to overthink that one and make him even more annoyed, so let's just play it. I don't have a particularly great turn 8 right now. There's Fandral Staghelm, but I have no choose cards at the moment, so there's no synergy there of any sort. Battle Rage for 1. That seems a bit wasteful, but okay. Uh-oh.
Everyone, get in here! Everyone, get in here!
Okay, well, I can get rid of his patrons with swipe. So that seems fine. And then... oh, actually, I could use this. I can do this to deal with the one patron. And then I can... yeah, okay. No, I think that's what we do. So we're going to do this to this guy. Right. And then we're going to kill this guy. And then we swipe on the other. And then there's no point innervating here for a hero power. Those could be problematic. Well, that's unfortunate. I got all my innervates a little too late in the game. I guess I just want to play this guy for the body. But then, that's tough, man. Guess we have to trade like that. And then just play Staghelm and pass. Oh, and get the hero power in just for the armor. But I'm not going to hit this for obvious reasons. Oh, there's the Fiery War Axe. I was wondering when that obnoxious card was going to show up. And another patron. Well, I'm really far ahead in terms of health, but I think I'm in a fair bit of trouble here. Well, that's helpful for... Wait, is this Fandral still? Oh, sweet. I can actually use a choose card that does... that helps me. So I can... Yeah, no. I want to play this for sure. The only problem is Fandral has to die, which is kind of disappointing. Right? There's no way for me to keep him alive. No. Well, I mean, yeah. Alright, I guess... Well, if I'm doing that, then there's no reason to take extra damage on my hero that I don't have to. So I might as well do that. And then we'll get some more armor. Well, the good news is his card advantage has been neutralized, but the bad news is I'm in top deck mode, basically. Oh! Apparently his hand was no better than mine. So there we go. We won a game. And we advanced in rank. Rank 19. Yeah! Slowly working our way out of the scrub leagues. Alright, well, that was an interesting first game to show. At least we got in some synergy with Fandral Staghelm there for one card that you got to witness, but no Cthulhu. I think I've played this deck maybe 6 or 7 times, and I think I've only seen Cthulhu 2 times. It's to the point where I'll keep him in the opening hand. Like, if I get him in the opening, I'm just hanging on to him, man. Oh, am I going to keep Cthulhu again? I'm doing it. We're keeping him. I don't care. Especially since I have 4 cards this time. Odds are I'll be able to... I was going to say draw something to play, but not really. I mean, I guess I have Living Roots. Not especially ideal, but not terrible either. Do I just go right for it and kill that? Or do I play my 2 1/1s? I think I might almost rather have the 2 1/1s because then I can probably... Oh, we're just going to get rid of it. What the hell? We do have the coin, which helps us a little bit because, once again, we have a fairly high-costing hand. That's a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Next turn I'll be able to coin Mire Keeper, which hopefully will help me out of a jam. So we'll do this. Question is, what do I do with the Mire Keeper? I probably... that's a bit annoying. Now I just need to swipe again. Not quite. If I gain the mana crystal, the next turn I would have 5. As it stands right now, if I coin the Mire Keeper, the next turn I only have 4 and I don't get to do anything. So, well, if I coin the Mire Keeper and pick the slime. Let's try this. I need to get to some of these later game cards. Because so far he's had absurdly low curving cards. He's had like all sorts of crappy junk. He's just going to try and quickly burst me down. So yeah, I need to get some decent cards on the board here. Feral Rage, not super likely. I might actually end up using it for armor in this case. But yeah, now we do have... Yeah, I just need to get some of these bigger cards out. So I think that was the right play. This deck just looks to be absurdly. That's a combination of extremely and absurdly. It looks to be quite zooey. It's the signal I'm getting so far. So he's just playing tons of cards every turn. I just need to kind of weather the storm here and hopefully get to some of my heavy hitters and start mowing these guys down. But let's see what he has here. He's going to... Wow. You know what would be great right now? Swipe. Swipe would be great right now. Not quite. I'm not too concerned about killing this. Would be really good if I had a taunt, but what's my Cthulhu up to? Cthulhu's not quite there, but it will be when I do this. So yeah, this is definitely the play, because that makes that, and then I play 2 taunts out, and hopefully from there he just can't get past them, and we start to wreck him. Because I imagine he's not going to trade here. He might... Okay, what's that? Power overwhelming? He'll probably maybe use one of these buffed up to kill my thing, but after that I feel like he might be in a little bit of trouble. Power overwhelming. Okay, yeah. So he's just going to do that and send everything else to the... Wait, what was the point of that? Okay, sure. All right, sir. Yeah, so Veclor then. Let's get some taunts. Unfortunately, I don't have more taunts. That would have been nice, but this should hopefully slow his attack a little bit.
I have big plans.
This is a cool deck. If I can make it to turn 10, I can do some pretty severe damage to his board. Probably. But he's actually got some pretty buffed stuff here now. Like, a lot of this stuff has quite a bit of attack and health. I might actually just probably die next turn. Yep. I don't have any taunts. So that one worked out really well. That was a cool minion. Darkshire Councilman. I don't know that one. Yep, nope, we're dead. So, as we say, well played. I really do believe that. I think it's important to be, like, somewhat gracious in defeat, you know? Because I feel like it balances out the people who are just a-holes when they win. Like, I'm going to be nice when I lose. You know, you beat me. Good job. You played a good deck. It was better than mine. Worked out well for you. It didn't draw my swipe, which probably could have helped me turn things around. But, you know, it's all good. Wow. Well, this is a low curving hand, certainly. I'm keeping it. The hell with it. I'm keeping it. We're going to do it. We're going to get ourselves 2 saplings and we're going to end turn. Please no coin innervate 6-drop or whatever. I guess you could only do a 4-drop on turn 1 actually. If I get the math right. But this is the fun of playing against Druid. Coin. No innervate, no innervate, no innervate. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, looks like he's playing a deck similar to my own. Intriguing. You may now pass the turn. Unless you're thinking about innervating something, in which case I will allow this lapse of attention. There we go. Okay. So again, we could kill it, but it would cost us our entire board, which seems not great. Or we could just play the Darnassus and pass, which I think is going to be the play.
Alone guide my lands.
And then possibly next turn we can Feral Rage. And kill that off. Okay. Well, that's good. I could attack with everything and play the Mire Keeper. This time I think I would probably pick the Slime. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get rid of this thing. It's weird that he would just completely pass there. Like he didn't even attack face, you know? Like I guess I can understand not wanting to take damage on it from a minion, but like why wouldn't you? Or did I have armor? Maybe I had armor. Because if I didn't, it seems really weird. But whatever. Alright, we have assembled somewhat of a board. And he just passes. Well, now's where I wish I had used this to gain the empty mana crystal instead. Not that I could do anything with 6 mana, but I'd be a little closer to being able to use these at least. Currently, I am quite far away. Yeah, I guess we just... Maybe his hand's like mine. He's sitting on Cthulhu, Doomcaller, Veclor, bunch of stuff he can't play yet, and he hasn't found his innervates. Could be. I can't even do anything next turn, really. I'm probably going to end up using this on a suboptimal target. Okay, he kills that off. And then plays... Interesting. Use both Wraths. That's a bit unfortunate. I lost my mana crystal. He still hasn't used any of his innervates. I'm assuming he has them. Maybe this deck does need Wild Growth after all. One of the lists I saw for a Druid deck had Wild Growth in it, which feels like maybe it's merited. Because the thing I don't like about Wild Growth is sometimes you get it late in the game and it's just like pointless. If you get it early and then you can ramp into this stuff earlier in the game, it's pretty sweet. But sometimes it's just not going to do you any good. Well, we'll continue to peck away here for the next little while. I could have played Living Roots, I guess, but it would make his swipe better, so I'm inclined not to do it. Against another Druid, I'd probably rather use this for the 2 damage. Oh, here it comes. What have you got? Oh god, this is going to be horrifying. This is where this deck really falls down, is against big minions. I just can't do anything against them. Ooh. Well, I mean, I can kill that. Feral Rage, trade everything, and then play the Elder, I suppose. And then from there, I actually have decent follow-up turns, so I guess that's what we have to do. All right.
Do you hear its call?
Bop,
Way.
bop. This one, bop. We'll take the 8 face damage. Sure, why not? I mean, we're still ahead in health, so... Oh, the thing that sucks is my... oh, wait. The end of your turn. Yeah, no, that's not going to help me. My Cthulhu isn't big enough to get two of these Emperor dudes. That's a little bit annoying. I'd like to be able to take advantage of that. Oh, no. Ah. Now I can innervate Doomcaller instead, which is a little bit backwards, but is better in a lot of ways. For one, it doesn't straight up die to this cultist. And for another, then on the following turn, I can use Veclor for something worthwhile. The other option would be to... Wait, what would the other option be? No, the other option is no good. I was going to say, use this, and hero power. But that wouldn't leave me with much. That would cost me 3 mana, and I have 9 with Innervate, which would only leave me with 6, and then I can't do anything. So yeah, we just do this, then we do this, and then we do this.
Waits for no one.
Your minions think you are weak.
Well, good news is I'm pretty sure he used both Innervates, right? So we might be okay.
My master.
That was an interesting choice. I wouldn't have necessarily gone for that, but okay. I feel you. It's a bold move. Boy, I really like Veclor. Like, it's just such a super card if you can get it with the battle cry. Yeah, I think we just hit and play Veclor. I don't see there being anything better. So yeah. Bop. Bop. Bop.
Feast of souls begins now.
How much damage is that anyhow? It's a lot of damage. It's 18 damage. And as we're playing as Druid, we know Druids don't really have great removal. I mean, he could, but like other than like Poison Seed Starfall, I can't see what he would have that's going to kill everything. He's going to use 1 swipe. 2nd swipe? That's not bad. Like, that's pretty good, but he's still horribly behind. I mean, he's in a lot of trouble still. I think we just keep playing taunts and keep hitting face. This choose thing is not especially relevant right now, so we'll play that. Do this and this and this. It's already used his Innervate, so we can't play an early Veclor. Or I mean an early Cthulhu, but even if he could, I don't know what he could do here. Looks like he's done. If you're hero powering on turn 9, it's probably a bad sign. Starting with a hero power, you know. Maybe after you've played some minions, then you hero power at the end, but If your opening move is hero power, I don't think you have anything. Nope. Okay. Oh my gosh. Well,
Well played.
we're done. That's going to be the game. That was completely unnecessary. And I even did a little bit of BM there with the well played. But I mean, come on. It's Cthulhu off the top. It's beautiful. It's lovely. We're at rank 19. We're really terrible at this game. But that's okay. This has probably been an extremely long video, but I may end up editing it down, or I don't know what I'm going to do exactly. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. As terrible as I may be at the game, it is quite a bit of fun. So anyway, that's going to do it for now. As always, please go to yourgeekinfusion.com. It used to be at WordPress. We've moved. It's now just yourgeekinfusion.com. You can find writing by me as well as the owner-operator, Matthew Burt. There hasn't been a whole lot lately. In fact, this video is probably going to be the most recent thing in a while. But, well, there's stuff going on, and it's not really my thing to talk about. So anyways, yeah. Oh, another thing. Just to add in at the end of the video, I have 2 weeks vacation. So now is actually a really good time to go to yourgeekinfusion.com, because I can almost guarantee that there will be more stuff appearing over the next little while as I have some free time and catch up on glorious, glorious sleep and get some energy going. So that's going to be awesome. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like and subscribe and all that stuff, or comment and tell me how horrible I am at the game. I don't care, because I don't get salty about things like that, because it's only a card game. So take your best shot. I don't know why I got so weirdly defensive at the end of the video. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time.